Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we are going to start Unit 16, Welfare State. And our topic is Crisis in the Welfare State and Assessment. The 1990s are witness to a real setback to the welfare state. The underlying problem has been financial. It was argued that the welfare state are expensive. As the average age of population increases, so the total cost of welfare services such as medical care, pensions, education also increase, whereas the working population which shoulders the burden declines in number. Thus, the demand on the welfare state increases when the supply is low. For example, when unemployment goes up, the expenditure on unemployment pay also increases, but the taxes collected from the workers goes down. Thus, the recession of the 1980s caused many doubts with regard to the welfare programs. Again, the international pressure also matter. If the cost of welfare in one state is higher than the other, the economy loses its international competitiveness. As Pearson has pointed out, the move to a more open international economy has curtailed opportunities for further development of the national welfare state. And lastly, the impact of welfare on the willingness to work is also a problem confronting the welfare state. If people are assured of pay and other benefits, they do not work, and it affects those who have to give a substantial amount of their earning in tax deductions in order to pay for the welfare benefits. In other countries, public support for the welfare state has declined very sharply. Thus, in the present crisis of the welfare state, the major point of debate is whether the state is an agency of redistribution of wealth and services from the rich to the poor, or should it only provide a safety net. Establishing a minimum level of welfare beneath which no one should be allowed to fall. The present trend favors only a safety net. Now let us sum up the unit. Welfare state was a result of the transformation of classical liberalism into positive liberalism in the 20th century. A thoroughgoing revision of liberal theory required a re-examination of the nature and function of the state, the nature of liberty, equality, justice, the relationship between liberty and legal coercion. Instead of the state being regarded as a necessary evil, positive liberalism considered the state as a positive good, an agency of individual and social welfare, and a guardian of the common interest of society. The idea of positive liberalism was initiated by J.S. Mill, T.H. Green, D. Ritchie, Hobson in the 19th century and were perpetuated by Harold Lasky, R. M. McIlveen, J. M. Keynes, Gilbreth in the interwar period. The welfare state attempted to reconcile the interest of the individual with that of the society so that the essentials of the capitalist system would be preserved while at the same time removing its ill effects. The purpose of the state is not only to preserve the law and order, but also to serve the common interest and perform welfare services. Through the instrument of the welfare state, positive liberalism used the power of the state to guarantee the individuals a minimum income irrespective of the market value of their work, to help the people in meeting social contingencies like sickness, old age, unemployment, and all citizens, irrespective of social class, are offered an agreed range of social services. In other words, the welfare state was to ensure that all the citizens get a minimum standard of health, economic security, and civilized living, and can share according to their capacity in its social and cultural heritage. Liberalism believes that the welfare state must also be a democratic state, possessing a certain formal institutional mechanism, which is considered essential in a liberal democratic society. Any state which is welfarist but not democratic from the institutional point of view cannot be regarded a liberal state. In other words, the term welfare state is used only for the states of those capitalist countries which undertake the positive task of providing welfare and when the government preserves the formal democratic institutional framework. The welfare state operates within the framework of the market economy, that is, capitalist mode of production, but it believes that unrestrained operation of the market can prove dangerous for the individual and the economy. It believes the poverty, dependencies, economic insecurities, etc., are not a result of consequences of nature and incompetence on the part of the point, but result from the changeable institutions of society. These insecurities can be overcome by remodeling the laissez-faire economy and by introducing a form of planning to realize these objectives. But planning should be combined with a market economy in various degrees. It stands for a mixed economy. Positive liberalism has given various justifications for the welfare state, such as it enhances the liberty and autonomy of the individual. It brings more equality among the various classes in society. It provides social justice. It creates a responsible citizenship. It provides socio-economic justice by restraining and regulating capitalism. However, there have been continuing debate about how to distribute welfare, such as should it be selectively given to those in need or it should be universal? Should it be a kind or cash? Should it be on insurance principle funded by the people themselves or simple redistribution? And should there be a constitutional guarantee for the welfare or should it be left to the bargaining groups? Should the welfare state guarantee a safety net of minimum well-being for those unable to survive the market society, or the idea of market is opposed to welfare? The concept of welfare state has been also a target of attack, particularly from the libertarian philosophers. They believe that the welfare state reduces the liberty and autonomy of the individual, leads to coercion, and violates the rights of the individual. At a more general level, in the developed countries which have adopted the welfare model, there is a largest concentration of wealth and technological potentialities. Neither has the state been able to remove the insecurities which are considered avoidable. Welfare measures, irrespective of pension, tax free sums, compensation for loss of office, life insurance, sickness, higher education, housing, etc., are concentrated on the better of one third of the population. Unemployment and creeping inflation still remain the permanent problem of welfare state. The ideals of liberal equalitarianism are not wrong, but they require reforms far more extensive than have been suggested by John Rawls and others. Here we want to wind up today's lecture and we have come to the end of the unit. Thank you so much for your attention.